Okay, everybody, welcome to Drizzleland. So recently I've started going through a lot of my older titles of PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games. So I'm going to start doing some reviews on what it was like, honestly, to play some of these games and how it brings back memories. I just recently did one a few videos ago about the Simpsons wrestling games and some of the other Simpsons games. I will be actually playing that game in another video in a few days. I might even have my friend come over and play it with me. I think it's a two-player game actually. But I'm going to talk about another game right now. It's a Mortal Kombat game, and well, all of you who honestly have never played it, I feel bad for you if you have not played this game because it was one of the best games made for the PlayStation 1, and it is extremely hard to find a copy of it now, and that is this game right here. It's, hang on, we might have to adjust the camera here. There we go. Okay. There we go. Let's move it back. Okay. So Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and I'll show you the back of it here too, as well as for the artwork. Um, there we go. Mortal Kombat Trilogy essentially was a compilation game where they really wanted to incorporate all the characters. So essentially, basically, that's what you get. You get all the original fighters from the first three games. You can do all the finishers, all the fatalities, everything you want to do pretty much. You can pretty much do whatever you want to kill people. Um, the only thing I didn't like was you do have to unlock pretty much all the hidden characters with codes again because it's an older game. It's hard to even really find some of those codes now on the internet. Um, but my friends and I used to spend hours playing Mortal Kombat Trilogy. I mean, you can't really go wrong with the game. Um, and the one thing I loved about it was you just kept playing it because it was so entertaining to where you just couldn't stop playing it. Um, so I would give this game 5 stars. It is definitely worth finding a copy of. I think it is better than even the Mortal Kombat games that are around now. Um, I even think it's better than Mortal Kombat 3 and 4, honestly, if you want my opinion. Um, Mostly because it just has that old feel to it. I mean, the original Mortal Kombat was out in the early 90s. It was very controversial. In fact, you guys might not know this, but they really tried to ban this series actually from even being released in the States because of the violence and everything else with the titles. Um, Me personally, if I had a bad day at school, I'd just come home and I'd play Mortal Kombat, man. I'd button mash the shit out of my remote till I broke it and smash people's skulls in and fatalities. I mean, you could do some pretty interesting stuff. I don't know who came up with the fatalities and all the other finishers, but they really must have thought up some crazy stuff because it's definitely interesting. Um, Another game that in this video I want to talk about too, which is very similar, who was also a favorite game of mine that I played a lot, was the Street Fighter series. Now, Street Fighter just had the anniversary this past year. Um, I grew up basically playing the first two games. I have played some of the other games, like the Alpha series and a few of the newer games, but I have to be honest, um, The first two games I think are the best two of the series. Um, Mostly because it has pretty much all the original characters in it. I mean, you can be Ryu and Ken and Chun-Li and I mean pretty much everybody. Um, the Alpha series was interesting. I actually had a copy of the first Alpha game for the PlayStation 1. Unfortunately, it stopped working because it was very old. Again, that's a game that's incredibly hard to try to find now. A lot of these PlayStation 1 games are pretty much out of print. So you have to just buy them off Amazon or eBay. Or luckily, if you find them at a pawn shop, possibly. Um, Another game that we'll talk about in this video is Rampage. I think Rampage was also another one of those games that kind of influenced people, in fighting games wise for the 90s. Primal Rage as well. I mean, you could basically be dinosaurs and fight each other. That was kind of entertaining. Um, Unfortunately, we've kind of lost that now. Yes, they still have Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, but let's be honest, they're not really the original ones. I would love for Sega or Nintendo at some point to collaborate on like some form of a console where they would bring back some of these older games for the new generation. I mean, you just released the new Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo NES Mini, so I'm actually surprised those games aren't really on any of that stuff. Um, Xbox Live years ago, you could download some of those titles and play them. Um, the same thing with Primal Rage and I mean some of the other games, but I have to be honest. I mean, I grew up playing those games, and some of the newer games just don't necessarily catch my eye. Um, Now, you could consider like the earlier Tekken games to be also great fighting games. I recommend playing those too. Those are pretty good. Soul Calibur, Virtual Fighter. Those are games that I think are worth playing as well. Um, but honestly, if you want classic fighting games, I would go with the Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter series. You're going to get a lot more out of your experience for your gaming. Plus, the characters are awesome. The finishing moves are sweet. You can't go wrong with those games. Um, Now, in future videos, I'm using my phone for my videos, so I'm not quite sure how this is gonna work. But I would like to be able to play these games and actually have you guys watch us play them, my friend and I, and maybe have like some form of like a contest or something. Whoever wins, um, has to dare the other person to do something crazy, or something like that. Um, hit the like button, hit the hit the add button and add my videos. I respect all you guys. I enjoy all your videos too. I love the support. Add me on here. I do have Facebook as well. If you want to ask me, I will give you the link to that as well. Um, it feels great to be back online again. I appreciate all your support and much love. And we'll show another. Hang on here. I'm actually going to open the case and show you guys what the. If we can do this, hang on. Let's. Well, we might not be able to do this right. Hang on. I might have to actually take it out of the disc container here. Hang on. Old technology. Okay. Okay, so this is the actual disc. If you guys can see it or not, it's probably gonna be, the lighting is gonna be crappy. Okay, we'll zoom in there. So that is what the disc looks like. Again, this is a PlayStation 1 title, so it has the easy scratch background on it. So I've not played this game for years, so I'm not quite sure what is going to happen when I do try playing it. It could skip for all I know. I mean, I don't really know. And if there's anybody out there who knows how to repair PlayStation 1 uh, games, that would be great if you could give me some suggestions. Because I do have a few other games I'd like to play on this channel for you guys. And there are some PlayStation 2 games I wouldn't mind playing as well and broadcasting them. Oh, yeah. If there's anybody out there who knows how to do streaming on YouTube on a cell phone, on an Android phone, give me a heads up and put a link in the back in the bottom here, or comment and say, this is how you do this. That would be very helpful, because right now that's the only thing that's slowing me down. I don't quite understand how to do that yet. So I might have to just talk to a few different people. But yes, this is the PlayStation 1 fighting game review.